We have the story from the National Review. NIH admits to funding gain-of-function research in Wuhan. Says EcoHealth violated reporting requirements. So we'll start off really quickly. Basically, this means Fauci lied. But they're not. They're saying, oh, it was gain-of-function, but we didn't realize it, even though they basically describe it as gain-of-function. But the reason I'm bringing this up right now is I just totally lost my train of thought. The Fauci thing just completely took me by surprise, I suppose. No, I remember now. This is actually not the lead story for Daily Mail. The lead story on Daily Mail was Brian Laundrie.
Yes.
Did I say his name? Laundrie?
Laundrie, yeah.
And they were like, they found his body.
Right.
And so I'm focused on this stuff. Like, this stuff takes my attention, and I'm like, man, what is going on with these labs?
Yeah.
And then you go to Daily Mail, and they're like, that's our second story. Not that important that the head of the NIH, Fauci, lied to Congress. It's crazier that this dude, they found his body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, it is kind of crazy they found his body, but I really don't care about that. So we were just talking about Demi Lovato. I'm like, I don't know enough about why this person matters for me to care at all.
See what it does, though? It diverts you. It takes you out of, it's a spell. They like that.
Except
know?
I lost, I totally forgot what it was.
See how powerful that spell was?
No, it wasn't. As soon as I started reading about Fauci and EcoHealth, I completely forgot about Brian Laundrie and the Gabby Petito thing.
But that doesn't happen that often to you. You're pretty, spot on.
Well, the issue is that story is so irrelevant to me. It was hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I'm talking about, what am I talking about again? Oh, that's right. That story I don't care about.
Yeah. So
and it's like I'm being forced to talk about it.
Yeah. So imagine what 19-year-olds, like you tapped into a 19-year-old's brain, right? That's how
it's not the worst thing in the world. It's like, what is it? That jab, right hook, Gary Vee talks about, like, the way you want to sell in business. You give them a little bit. Then you give the big ask. And so it's like, do a little bit of crap, talk about the junk. And then you lay into them with the Fauci thing. And they trust you because you've been talking their language for a while.
Well, there's a trick in sales where you get someone to say yes 7 times. And then when you ask them again, the next question, they'll be more likely to say yes. So this is an old trick. So you'd say things like Luke, you like wings, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Like, everybody likes wings, and you like pizza,
maybe.
And then what you do is, once you get them to say yes, you do these small questions, and then finally say, of course. So you definitely want to buy this, and then they go, yeah.
Yeah, they're basically hypnotizing him. Basically,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what when you listen to pop music or so, that's why they say the same word over and over. It's brainwashing. I mean, you don't think that people with authority are using that method on people?
Oh, the word terror has been used as a
just marketing
tool.
It's just marketing. Whenever I explain to people how the media manipulates.
Right.
So actually, this is a really good topic when we're talking about Fauci. So Fauci lies. Rand Paul shows the documents proving he lies at the hearing. What do you get from, like, Reddit, Our Politics? They say Fauci schools Rand Paul, and it's all manipulation. It's all of these marketing tactics. And when I tell people this is what they're doing, they always say the exact same thing. So here's what I say to people. First thing I'll do is I'll say, I bet you I can get you to say the phrase, yeah, but not me. And then when they're like, what? They're like, yeah, I bet you I'll make you say it. And they're like, okay, I guess. Then I'll wait a little bit. Then I'll explain to them what the media does. And I'll say they manipulate people. Here's how they do it. And it works on everybody. And they immediately go, yeah, but not me. Right. And then I go, remember I said I was going to make. And I say that because, like, 9 times out of 10, people respond exactly with that phrase. And I've heard it so much, I just bet people they'll say it.
Yeah.
And then once they say it, I'm like, how did I make you say it? How did I know you were going to say it? Oh, it's almost like people are predictable.
Sure. Well, look how easy we can be manipulated. I mean, you just proved it right there. I mean, I would have fell for that too, probably. And there's probably other avenues you could go down to get people to fall into that trap. So you mean to say that the people with authority over people, like, they're not using, of course they're, and I'm blown away that people don't see it. Enough people don't see it yet. I mean, it's all out in the open.
Yeah. Well, they learned how to master emotions, and I think that's why Daily Mail decided to lead with the Brian story rather than the Fauci story. The Fauci story is factual, it's big, it has a lot of huge implications. I mean, for frick's sakes, we have the NIH admitting that Fauci was funding gain-of-function research for chimeric bat coronaviruses, which were made to infect human beings before everything happened.
Humanized ACE2 receptors in mice.
Exactly.
We'll just be very specific.
Exactly.
Because what they're trying to argue is, but they weren't in humans. So that means Fauci just didn't realize it was gain-of-function research.
Exactly.